knew it would come to this. I never intended to hurt you, though. I would have taken my own life first. Might have been best if I had. I owe you an explanation.
This says it all, doesn't it?
It says what happened, but it doesn't say why. I tried to protect my family. I never intended to commit crimes or cover them up. I take full responsibility for everything that I've done. The only thing I can't accept is what I've done to you.
You didn't do enough. That's the whole problem. You thought keeping me in the dark was the answer. You were wrong.
I understand that now. So much consolation is in.
You should have told me. I gave you enough chances, didn't I?
Will you give me one chance? One chance more?
Oh, no.
Will you hear me out, then?
What difference will it make?
It makes a great deal of difference to me. Do you think I enjoyed keeping you in the dark? I would have done anything to share the secret with you.
Oh, as soon as this newspaper hits the stand, it's going to share it with the whole world.
Oh, the whole world can rot. You're the only person I care about. Don't you understand that? Please hear me out. I came to Lorleon to meet my real father, Angus Mackay. I met Camellia first. When she introduced me to Angus, I realized that our relationship was a terrible mistake. I had no idea we were brother and sister. I told her the evening of the ball. She was very upset. She thought I'd grown tired of her. She wanted to make me jealous, so she went off with Evan Jerome. Evan was not a man to toy with. When Camellia went upstairs, he followed her. He tried to rape her. She killed him in self-defense. Angus and I, we found Camellia with the body. She didn't remember anything that happened. We considered contacting the police, but Angus felt it would be better to act as if the whole incident hadn't occurred.
Why?
If the Jeromes had found out that Evan had been killed by Mackay, there would have been a bloodbath with the mob war that followed. There'd have been many, many more casualties. So we buried Evan's body. And we sent Camellia too. We sent her to the hospital.
Didn't the rival mob ask questions?
The Jeromes had no idea what happened to Evan. When they found out, they sent Jonathan to the prison to come after me. He tried to kill me, and when he couldn't, he went after my father. Angus, he did commit suicide, but he was encouraged to take the poison. It was the only way, Anna, to end the vendetta. My father died to protect Camellia, and I, and you and Robin, so that we could go on and live the rest of our lives in peace. The whole thing would never have come to light if Camellia wasn't so determined to uncover the secret. Don't you see why I desperately tried to stop her?
Yeah. Digging her own grave.
Yeah, and she was taking the rest of us down with her. I truly believe that Carlin would never get to the truth at Lorleon. That was before I knew that Camellia was his source.
Why didn't you tell me then?
I wanted to. I wanted wanted to, but I was scared to death that I was going to lose you. I didn't want to compromise you like that.
So you let Mark Carlin do it instead. Thanks a lot.
I'll make it up to you. I promise you I will. I'll make it all up to you. And I'll make sure you won't be hurt anymore. Can you find it within yourself to stand by me even now?
Right now. What? Do you think? What do you know about me? Yeah, we're going to get a steak.
Here. Drink this. Come on.
What am I going to do?
Camellia, you've made an important breakthrough. But the work is far from done. It'll take a while to get a handle on what you've learned about yourself. I'd like to help you if you'd let me.
I'm not thinking about myself right now. I don't care.
Oh, maybe you should. Together we can talk through Evan's death and how it's affecting you. Right now you're feeling enormous guilt, and it's not going to go away by itself.
I really appreciate your concern, but before I do anything, I have to talk to Duke. And then I'm going to turn myself into the police.
Evan Jerome died 4 years ago. Surely the truth about that night can stay a secret for a few more days.
No. No, Duke has suffered far too much already. I have to go to the police, and I have to tell them that he was only trying to protect me.
Camellia, I'm not saying don't go to the police. I'm just saying wait a bit before you bring all this out into the open.
Duke is starting a new life with Anna. He can't do it with this cloud hanging over his head. He's got to be terrified that the past will come back to haunt him. And I intend to see that it doesn't.
Now, I'm more concerned about what the past has done to you.
I can't stay here at this hospital.
All right, fine. I'll take you home. You need rest.
But Duke, I have...
Duke will be fine. You can see him later. Come on. You okay? Come on, let's go.
Come on, we know Camellia Mackay's in there.
If you won't let us into the psych ward, bring her out.
Yeah.
The psychiatric unit is off limits to all unauthorized personnel. I will have to ask you to leave.
Not until we get her side of the story.
We'll camp out here all night if we have to.
She has to come out sometime.
Oh, there she is.
Come on, I'm going
Okay, Miss Mackay, any comment on the Herald article?
What? Accusing you of killing Evan Jerome.
And implicating Duke Lavery and your father in the cover-up.
Was there really a rape attempt, or was this a planned mob hit?
You know?
She hasn't seen Carl's piece.
Come on.
Apparently your brother was ready to take his head off.
The reporters at Duke said that the wedding party was in a state of shock.
Oh, dear God, they interrupted the wedding.
Yeah, in the nick of time.
So, Miss Mackay, it's true. Your father was murdered to avenge Jerome's killing?
Making you basically responsible for both deaths?
No comment. Come on. Get out
Has
of the
the
way.
DA's office formally charged you with murder?
That time you spent in these silence certainly laid the groundwork for you to plead not guilty by reason of insanity.
So is the doc here your expert witness?
You leave her alone? Were you an active member of the mob at the time you killed Jerome?
This wasn't Romeo and Juliet of Orleans, was it?
Just be quiet. Leave her alone.
You know, star-crossed lovers from warring families decide to do themselves in.
Stay back.
Only this Juliet off Romeo instead of herself.
Not a real classic romance.